Hey guys, welcome to another Anon Gremlin video. Today we are looking at another gun that was buffed as of patch 1.06, and it is the Hurricane. I've just done the Hornet review, so I thought I'd do the Hurricane at the same time. And the Hurricane was buffed in not a massive way, not as big as most guns. Its damage has increased at rank 1 from 49 to 65, as you see here. It's got a rate of fire of 925, 40 max clip size, 280 max ammo, 45 accuracy and 25 weight. So as I said, the only thing that's changed there is its damage by about 20, less than 20, but I thought I'd review the Hurricane anyway because lots of people were kind of surprised that this gun got a buff because it felt fine before patch 1.06. It's one of the more powerful weapons. But anyway, let's get on to the gameplay. All gameplay is recorded on gold because it's an ultra rare, you're going to want to play it on gold. The previous review that I've done was recorded on silver, you can check that out, it's in the description. But let's get into it. And I'm going to say that although I was surprised the Hurricane got a buff because it did feel okay before the patch, it wasn't exactly great, but it was one of the better guns, it was gold viable. Now I feel, compared to a lot of guns that have had buffs, this gun is on the weak side, I'm afraid. And that may sound odd considering it's been buffed and it was fine before, but now when you're comparing it to much more, you're basically comparing it to diamonds, and this is kind of your rip-off sapphire plastic gem now, kind of. Before it was like comparing it to shit basically. You have this sapphire diamond, obviously you're going to want it more than the shit. Anyway, that is a very strange analogy for it, but basically it doesn't feel as good now compared to all the new buffs we've had in the games, and this is for a multitude of reasons. It just feels like each bullet isn't doing enough damage. That does sound silly, as I've said, because it has had a buff, but especially against these now harder factions that have had like boost to them, so the outlaws are a lot harder to kill now, etc. It just feels a little bit lackluster on the damage side, and that is something that I'm really quite peeved about, really. And you can see here that I'm not really doing much damage with each bullet. Obviously on some bits of the clip it looks amazing, and that's because I've got turbocharge on. I'll get to that in a minute. But if you're not using turbocharge with this gun, the damage does feel a little bit lackluster. Also due to its rate, this rate of fire is fine, and you can get a lot of bullets off very quickly. I do find that you have to reload it quite often though. So maybe putting a ammo modification on this gun, or clip modification on this gun I should say, would do it a lot more justice, because as I said, when using it with turbocharge you do get the option to have it at double its clip size, which is very nice. So I would recommend putting a clip enhancer on it to make it feel like it's doing more, because at the moment it feels like on gold it's taking a clip maybe a little bit more to kill brute enemies without anything on it, without turbocharge, etc. So that can be quite annoying. Moving on, it's good in every aspect apart from what I've mentioned. Its weight is on the heavy side, I'm going to say, as well, which is kind of annoying. I wish they would lower the weight on it because it is quite heavy considering it is a pistol. I'd love to be able to use it on a secondary on some of my classes, but I just can't justify it because it brings down the cooldown of my powers. Anyway, I've mentioned turbocharge, let's get into that. If you're using this gun with turbocharge, it's absolutely amazing. Just like the Hornet I've reviewed before, this gun just seems to be a completely different weapon when you're using it in combination with turbocharge. As you can see then, I was using turbocharge and I was literally tearing through his the Ascendant shield there, and it's just really nice. It makes it feel like a really powerful gun. You've got a lot of bullets to shoot out because you can do it, so you've got 80% more mag, as I previously mentioned. So it just feels like a completely different weapon with turbocharge. So I'm going to say this gun feels pretty lackluster now, considering I gave it a positive review the first time, because it just doesn't compare to a lot of guns that have now had buffs. There are a lot of guns now that have outshined it, and I've laid mention to the Hornet there. But I'm going to say, if you're using it on a character like the Turin Havoc Trooper, or any character with the likes of turbocharge on it, anything that increases rate of fire, clip size, or bullet damage will make this gun more viable on gold. I'm not saying it isn't gold viable, it is gold viable, it just doesn't feel like it's as powerful as other guns, which is a tiny bit of a disappointment. But if you are using it with anything that boosts it, so primarily turbocharged, the gun does feel absolutely amazing. But you do find that in between using the turbocharge you do feel a little bit squishy, you do feel a little bit weak, and you have to maybe not engage with as many targets as you were before. So there we go, that is my review of the Hurricane. Slightly a surprising review, just because I did give it a really nice review the first time, but now considering 1.06 has come out, I'm a little bit disappointed with it just because it doesn't compare to other weapons that we have in the game now, which is obviously a nice thing. We do like to have a variety of guns, we do like to have a bit of choice in the game, so it's nice that it's not as good as other weapons in the game, because it does mean we have more options of guns to choose. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. As per usual, have a nice day, peace out.